Me. Wait, where's the button? There's the button. Bosh. Oh, no, that's not the button. Facecam overlay. Bosh. Facecam. Configure video. Sharpness down. Yes. Done. Lovely. Right. Okay. Hello, everybody. I need to do a quick test. Just because, if you remember last stream, the audio was off. So, hang on. Just need to see if it's going to be the same case today. So we'll try and do this on the fly. Apologies if you hear me twice. Just need to see if it's going to be the same case. Test. Just need to see if it's going to be the same. Pretty much bang on, I think. Last stream, the audio was off. So hang on. It's a tiny bit. I'll amend it by like a 1/10 of a second, if that should be fine. Advanced audio minus 100. Bosh. Right, we'll leave it like that. That should be good. Right, hello everybody. Right, it should be good. We are on circuit. We are ready to ride. So this is round numero dos of the DDC series. I missed the pre-season round because I was playing COD. I missed round 1 because I was asleep. And now we're finally here for round number 2 with a lack of practice, probably compared to everybody else. I reckon my qualifying time will be a good 2 seconds off the top boys. Outside of that, we shall see how it goes. I mean, you can see already that Cobb's going faster than me in a straight line, which is not good for me. We'll try and get a lap or 2 in before the actual qualifying starts. I notice it's my corners that are really, really bad at the moment. You see how like Cobb accelerated out of that? I don't think I have a setup on. I do not have a setup on. I could tell just from the way I went through those whoops that I didn't have a setup on. Let's go down to 3. Done. Cool. I think we're going to be all right. I think we're good. Hello, Chimcham. Controller is broken. I've been all right. Thank you, MX144. Turn the bike audio up a bit. Let me see. I can't really, because if I turn it up in game, I have to turn it down everywhere else, like in my ear and all that. Misc. Turn it up 1 in game, and then I turn it down in my ear a tiny bit, because like desktop volume on my mixer is basically maxed out. No, I've never used the 110 Aiden. I used the 120 in SMX last night as well. I've done a tiny little bit of messing around before the race started, but the 120 just felt more comfortable for me, which I'm guessing why is why I got decent jumps out the gate compared to everyone else as well. I've not seen Troy's video for yesterday, no. I'm kind of scared to, in case he shouts at me for taking him out by mistake. I'll try the 110. I'll try it out. Yeah, my bike, this is just a model that I'm on. It's actually the Husky. Oh, go on, Rasper. Saw that on stream. It's actually the Husky 450. But FXR want me to be on a Cowie at the moment, so I got a nice Cowie model swap on. No, it still feels pretty slidey, and it feels like it bogs a lot more coming out the corners, which is odd. So I thought the 120 tyre would make you bog more. We'll see. We'll give it a go. Oh, I forgot there's going to be a bunch of US... Shout out Godis here as well on the banner. I forgot there's going to be a bunch of US people doing this as well, isn't there? That's going to be some interesting collisions, interesting netcode. Yeah, it doesn't... No, it doesn't feel quite as slippery, which is odd. I thought it would be more slippery. Old BP, the old team owner. See, I slid coming out of there a little bit. I know, we'll see. How is it just 20 minutes of quali for this series, or is it 30? It felt so weird having a full hour of track practice before the servers went up. Went really high there. Didn't like that at all. Notice Aiden likes a cheeky little wheelie into a section. He's done it on 2 tracks now. There's actually 2 of them on this one track as well. Not running the 3, that's not my number. I'm 35 in this. I'm not number 3 until Supercross starts next year. Oh, the 110 doesn't like turning too much on that flat corner. And it does seem to be gripping a little bit better out in the exit of some of these. I don't know. It's very odd. It's definitely something that I'm going to have to sit down and do a whole bunch more testing on. The track flows really nicely. Really enjoyable. Ane's done very good jobs on these tracks so far. Oh, I won't find out what my lap time was going to be. Let's just save that. I'll run with 3 litres. We can get a few laps going back to back. Mine's from the higher up. Yeah. But I don't mind it. I like the Kawi. I mean, this model looks really, really nice. There's a lot less Huskies than there was yesterday by the looks of it. A lot of KTMs, holy. There's going to be a whole bunch of people in this race today that I'm not used to playing against, that I don't play against many US people at all. So with the EU people all the time, you know how everyone's going to race you, so this is going to be a bit different. I'm just hoping that the starts aren't as awful as the Lommel start in the AOMX race the other week. I mean, I'm going to have the short straw regardless, being from the UK, because this is on US servers. So I'm going to have about probably 90 ping, I think, depending on what coast the server's hosted in. Probably like 90 to 110, something like that. Yeah, I saw a lot of 250 riders yesterday running the Huskies, so that seems to be a good option. The only Huskies I've ridden so far was the KTM for a lap, and then didn't like it. And then I rode the 2024 Yami, which I thought was quite good. Yesterday didn't go amazing. Race 1 was better, so I went 3 and 7. I'm guessing it's just because it was my first race in Erode, so it's trying to learn how the bikes handle in the Erode. I noticed when I'd get into some of the corners that were a bit rougher, the bike would either collapse on me, or the suspension would compress really hard and then it would rebound again and cause me to almost like have to turn twice. So whether it's a setup thing or just the way that I approach corners, only time will tell, but can only get better. Yeah, so it's just nice being able to actually put some laps in now instead of playing COD all day. All I've done today, I had a lesson earlier, so one of my MXB coaching lessons, and other than that, all I've been doing today, where did that roost come from, is being in Blender, placing objects on Moto 101. Not getting a very good step off of that table. If I do a few laps and I end up not kind of vibing too well, I'll probably just go back to the 120 rear tyre. Just thought I'd try this out since it was suggested. Got Ruspa here with me. Like what? Excuse me? Do. There's Cobb standing up everywhere. Does he stand up all the way through the bowl turn as well? He does. I mean, it seems to be working for him. Oh, Russ, we're getting a bit sideways. Well, I can see it. It tracked really well in the 2 corners that I stood up around. Very odd game, isn't it? In what world does it make sense to stand up even in like every flat corner and still go really, really quickly? It's that little slide there going into the corners when you get off the throttle that really messes me up. I haven't found a way to completely get rid of it yet. There we go, that was a better run through that section. Oh, I jumped way too deep. Need to try and cut to the inside here as much as possible and out into the bales. That's annoying. That was an okay lap up to that point, I think. First sector wasn't amazing. My best first sector so far was a 20.3, so I'm like 0.7 off of that already. Hello, Jake. Do. I'm just going to the outside after those whoops, because I just find it so much easier than having to try and slow down mid-whoop section. Oh, so even with a crash, I'm still up on my time. Well, I didn't already crash, was it? It went off the track, but you know what I mean. Oh, that didn't count. That's because I went off the track. That's understandable. Can't be too unhappy with that. How long we got? Oh, so it is a 20-minute session. We've got 15.5 minutes left to go. That was so distracting. Oh my god. I literally checked up for a second. You forget there's no collisions when someone cuts across the front of you like that. I'm sure we can get an okay lap in. As long as I get... What is it? Is it... There's no LCQs or anything for this, is there? It's just like top 30 straight through. And then into 2 motos. The top 30 would ideally be the goal. I mean, I'm up on my time right now, which is good. A lot of people just like laying down on the track. Ow. Hopefully that counts. Come on, I was off the track by like a nanometer. Ah. Not ideal. Is Steiner a bit of a hot lap guy on these bikes? Because he ran a steamer on SMX yesterday and then didn't do very well in the races. I don't know how to make these bikes go quick. Oops. That's not ideal either. Yeah, I don't know how to make these bikes go fast. But I just slide all over the place. Get there eventually. I'm sure there's just different techniques. I mean, I'm probably still trying to ride these like the old bikes as well. I'll get there over time. Oh, that was nice. Oh, come on, Kurt. What's going on here? What are these people doing? Get off the track. Ugh. Need to have SX in Busch Stadium for years. Yeah, Aiden spends a lot of money on these stadiums, to be fair. He buys them. He doesn't get them made for him or make them himself. I think he spends like $200-ish on each one that he buys. I'm sure he definitely gets that back in track sales, so it's probably like a worthy investment, to be fair. I heard a rumour, by the way. I don't want to call anybody out here, but it probably will cause drama as soon as I start it. I heard a little rumour that Cobb is not actually Cobb. But I'm not going to say who it is that is riding on Cobb's account. But that's all I'm saying. Bearing in mind that Cobb is from the UK, and he currently does not have UK ping in this server. And bearing in mind, on EU servers yesterday he had yellow ping rather than white ping. I won't go any further than that. I'm trying to do this whole standing up thing in the corners a bit more. It just feels weird. It's like the bike will break traction at a certain point. Ah, that say just went around on me there. I'm not doing it, Wes. I'm not getting involved in all that. It's just something that I heard yesterday after SMX, and now looking at who's at the top of the leaderboard. No disrespect to Cobb, but it kind of starts to make sense. And then Cobb just suddenly, you know, got 4 seconds lap quicker and changed his location. Show off the bike a bit. I mean, I'm trying to... I mean, this lap's like cooked anyway, to be fair. I'll go in third person, you can see the bike a little bit. Bike and gear combo. How about a third person round? What do you reckon, boys? I feel like room sections are a lot easier in third. It's the turn-in that I'm not very good at. Oh, skirt! Track's more tough than the first two. I agree. I don't know if it's because the layout's a bit tighter and twisty. Like the track doesn't feel as wide. It probably is wide. It's probably a placebo thing. but it feels twistier. It just feels more slippery in comparison to the other ones. And I'm sure it's exactly the same like type of soil. It might even just be because there's a bunch more 90s on this, so you have to like fight for traction the whole way. We shall see. I think my only saving grace, if I even qualify, because that's the annoying thing, is actually going fast enough to get in. Like, top 30 is no joke in these races. My issue, well, my saving grace is I think my race pace is a lot closer to my qualifying times than everyone else's is. So if people qualify a second and a half quicker than me, they might lose a second and a half to 2 seconds on race speed, whereas I might lose half a second on mine, so it ends up getting like closer overall. It's kind of the only thing that I'm alright for. I just really struggle to run fast laps. I just try and be more consistent. This swoop section's given me some issues. Because I always, you try and cut from left to right through them as much as you can to try and set yourself up for the next corner. But then, as you can imagine, at the same time, trying to turn through whoops is never really going to end too well. So I get hella sketchy. And I've crashed God knows how many times in the little testing before this. If I was to guess, no, he's not in this server. He's probably signed up though. But I reckon Tyler will probably top qualify once all of the results are compiled together. Little slide going into the entrance of that corner probably messed me up a bit. Ah, that's annoying. I was up at like 0.5 there. Lost a couple of attempts on that silly little mistake. I cut down properly. There we go. So I'm not turning through the whoops. Already got all my turning done. Oh, no. Oh, I was 0.4 up. That would actually... I think that would have guaranteed me being top 30 overall. That is quite frustrating. Have I seen a bike other than Godis that isn't a KTM yet? In SMX yesterday we had a good mix of Huskies and KTMs, and today is it's all KTM. Rax is probably signed up for this as well. He's probably in another server, so he hopefully won't be on the KTM. He likes riding different bikes. I can't really talk too much shit about it because the Husky is literally like the second best bike, so it's not like I'm even doing much by not riding orange. Keep going up by a decent amount. I just haven't put one like solid clean lap together the whole way through. We've only got just under 7 minutes left. That was my Discord, not yours. Don't worry about checking. There you go. That's a bit better. I'm getting up there, getting closer. That will definitely secure me a top 30 space, I reckon. I see Connor in here as well. That's a name I've not seen in a long time. Shout out Connor. Oh, we're kind of Tokyo drifting our way around that 90. It's going to cause me some time. Yeah, that was nuts. Actually, that tiny little slide in that 90 cost me about 0.2 of a second. Unless Max HUD was lying to me. And another one. Oh, look. What? Come on. Whoa, 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 whoa. don't know if that would have translated onto YouTube. My shit just fully froze in the air then. Like, my controller was doing its own thing. Like, that kept the whip out to the side there. It did not want to come back round. That was very odd. I had some controller disconnection issues the other day. I'm hoping it's not coming back again. Oh, my overbars. Oh, Jesus. They're not batteries. I'm plugged in. Plugged, wired controller. Brax is on it. Yeah, everyone will be. KTM, 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 me. KTM, 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 KTM. Suzuki. Love that. KTM. Gas. Love that as well. Only one gas in it. Another Suzuki. What's my, Oh, damn, I got into the 15s. That's the best lap that I've run on it so far. I didn't even get close to that in the warm-up. So I'm happy with that. What is my ideal? Oh, 15. Pardon me, 15.7. Okay, so I can't even gain that much, to be fair. Froze for a second. There's... Yeah, there is a 250. Yeah, there's 250s for this as well. I don't know if anybody was involved in this last week. Do they do this staggered, like Ariel does, or do they run both classes at the same time? I would love for it to be both at the same time, so it finishes at a decent time. Drifting a little bit too wide there. Yeah, lost 0.2 again in that one corner. That's crazy how much time you lose just by going that little bit wider in the corner. TJ Tyler ran a 114. Yeah, I expected as much. He said after SMX yesterday, he said he can't wait to go back to smooth tracks. So I'm guessing he just doesn't vibe with the rough Supercross tracks. He just likes the smoother ones. You reckon it's staggered? Oh, okay. That kind of sucks. I'm running like consistent times, which is nice. I'm only like 0.2 off of my quickest lap now, so if I can do this consistently in the race, I'll be pretty happy with it. Keep going into that last corner too fast and messing myself up. Right, don't go as wide this time. A little bit better. I'm not really going forwards. You see it's me fighting the bike the whole way around that flat turn. No. Oh, that little slide out. That's not the first time it's happened. I keep getting all these little slide outs that mess me up. Not a good run through the whoops that time. Meant not a good corner, meant not a good jump, meant all of my half a second has gone in the space of 3 corners. Damn, that is unfortunate. I was on a really good lap there. I basically ran the same lap time 3 laps in a row. I think I have time for one more attempt at a lap. Although I'd be very happy if it ends like this. I thought I'd be like a full 2 seconds off pace. And I might be, to be fair. Tyler might have a low 114. But fairly happy with how this session's gone so far. It would be the most annoying person in the entire community that's sat right in the middle of the corner, getting in everyone's way. And being distracting, as always. That's what he does. I wouldn't expect him to change. Yeah, not the best start to a lap there. Willie's just stood up everywhere by the looks of it. Does he do it the whole way through the bowls? Yeah, he does. Stood up all the way through here. The back end came out a little bit. Imagine how good of a lap this would have been if I didn't case the finish line at the beginning of it. Keep letting my front wheel drop a little bit. It's not good. Nah. Stepped out on me again. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. Model swap just means the look of it, so I'm riding a Husky right now, but it's just made to look like a Kawasaki. That is what a model swap is. How hard would I rate this map? I don't know. It's only really until you race it that you can do that. Qualifying's not much to go by. It's decently difficult. It's the hardest one out of the 3 so far. But then it's like, it's easy just to get around. It's hard to then try and hot lap because of how slippery it is. There you go. Fourth in that. I think there's like 5 qualifying servers, something like that. So overall, I definitely should be inside the top 30, unless there's one server that's just full of nothing but absolute burners. I don't know. That should be alright. Oh, congratulations, Sander. Huge moment. Well done. Yeah, we'll do a practice start as well. He's trying to get my attention. Who's next to me? Fresh? I have no idea who Fresh is. Riding season over in the UK. For the normal weekend warriors, I'd say, yeah. Hardcore people probably still have a couple of weeks left before the weather fully turns. I don't think sitting in the transfers, the jumps will matter too much. It's just sitting as you take off to scrub, really, and stay low. Yeah, that's much slower out the gate with the 110 on compared to the 120. That's not good. Not good at all. Oh well, that's that done. So yeah, I don't actually know the format today. I don't know how it's meant to go or how it all works. Did I not put the setup on? Oh, that's probably why I struggled to get out the gate as well, because even like setup, gearing, like the geometry, the suspension, everything affects it. Let's just go and test in for a little bit longer, I reckon. Oh, not ASMR. It's actually going to... There we go.
Never backing out. Ride MX bikes. He's the talk of the town 22
Don't
champ
like
with the
that.
YouTube crown. He's gaining time, no slowing down. Late nights, bright lights. He's chasing that fame in the digital arena. Bright in his name. She's a 10OU.
10OU? Oh, it cut out. There wasn't enough of it. Jesus Christ. The fact that you've gone through the time and effort to write all the words down and type them out into that is actually brazy. Fair play. Thank you very much, Alex. Maybe I need to add a cap to how long those messages can be, because that's brazy. I'm only trying the 110 right now because Aiden said people are running 110s. So I'm trying it out. I mean, it got me an okay qualifying time. So we'll see how it does in the races. Just this, I don't know, something weird about it. I don't understand how a 110 is grippier than a 120. It just doesn't make sense. And it's like, it's not grippier everywhere. Like some corners it feels great, and then others it will kind of bite you in the bum. I think, I mean, it's a Supercross track at the end of the day. There's only so much you can do. I do think it's going to be a hard track to make like clean passes on because how many 90-degree corners there are. Like on a bowl, you can dive up the inside of someone and let them know you're there. But in the 90s, you're kind of forced to follow. If you shove a front wheel in, someone's going off the track. I'd love to just be really aggressive today and try and push people around rather than being the one getting pushed around. But any like bar banging battle that I get into will end up with me on the ground just because it's in an A server. And my ping puts me at a disadvantage to everyone else. I definitely feel better on these bikes overall now than I have done at any point so far. So the comfortability is slowly getting there. I imagine that in qualifying I'm probably something like 12th overall, which I would definitely like to be better than. But building blocks, you know, it takes time. I don't think this lap's going to count because I went off the track there and I went very wide there anyway, so that's pretty slow. Yeah, these last two bits are really difficult. 16-7. Yeah, that's outrageous. I can promise you there is no python underneath these trousers, buddy. Yeah. Right, but yeah, I don't envy Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, any of those countries. Like playing with a constant 300 ping must be absolutely disgusting. I don't think I'd race. I generally don't. I think it must be horrible. I know, sometimes I like having some pre-made ruts, and then sometimes I prefer it completely smooth. The issue is when it's completely smooth, it's just as one-lined as it having one OP rut, because the fastest way around a bowl turn will always just be the fastest way around a bowl turn. I'd like maybe if there was just ruts on the exit of the bowls, so you could kind of come up as high as you want, you can cut down really hard and slow into a rut if you wanted to, and at the same time if you're in a battle, you could dive up the inside of someone here and then slot into one of the outside ruts on the exit. Yeah, you got to qualify for like 99% of races. My session's done, I just have to wait for him to compile the results and then see where I ended up. And they take, I don't think there's LCQs for this, I think they just take the top 30 riders straight through, and then there's two races. Don't know how long the races are. No feint. Thank you very much, Dylan. 120 is probably better on the flat turns. I don't know. Generally don't. You'd think that would make sense, but since switching to this 110 in this little bit of time, it generally feels grippier everywhere. Oh, there is also a, I'll show you. There's 3 ways you can hit this section. You can try and wheelie quad, like I just did. You can try and step over and then jump to the top of the table and stay low there, which could generally be quicker, I have no idea. Hello, Godis. Thank you very much, my man.
That was fun.
Yeah, hard track.
Smiley face,
or,
but it's so hard. See no evil monkey.
Third way, you can jump that, hit a little tie tap, and then step on off. But I think just going wheelie quad is probably going to be the most consistent / quickest way. How to whisper? You don't need to whisper. You don't. Yeah, I think just going wheelie over and then quadding's probably the way to go. I'm just on 12 PSI at the moment. I haven't changed it at all. So yeah, 11, 12 on the rear. You need to get top 30 to qualify for this. It's like one of the only... I'll show you. It's like the only Supercross tracks that have a double lineup. So we've got a little start area here. Double lineups on the gate. And then this first corner is actually like quite tight by the looks of it. Like really tight there. And then I'm guessing the move is just going to be going on, off, and then jump this after turn 1. I'm just going to load up the MyMXB website real quick. And we'll have a browse, we'll see where it ended up. Upcoming races, race list, DDC St. Louis.
I need a practice session with you to get better. Smiley face.
Who is smiley facing me? Godis, you need a practice session with me. You'll be alright. It just takes time. You're not helping yourself by riding the Suzuki, to be fair. I know it's like a nice bike and it can be fun to ride, but it's when you're racing against a full field of KTMs, it is difficult. Thank you though, Godis, I do appreciate it. So with the wheeling, I think some people like try and really forcefully pick in the front wheel up. What you do is, as you're exiting this corner, as you transition from being leant over to upright, if you then lean back at that point, it will pick the front wheel up for you. So as the bike comes up, right there, that transition from leaning over to the bike being upright, you do it all at the same time. So it's as you're exiting, it's just as the bike's coming up straight, that's when you pick it up at the same time. Then you just kind of wheelie up and over that. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. I qualified P11, so I was almost correct. I said I'd get 12th. Is Mr. January doing this race today? Don't see him. This is. I'll bring this up over here. Here's the qualifying results. Everyone very, very close. Like Tyler's just clear by 0.7 up top. Then 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 16, 16, 16. Not many 16. That's weird that there's so many 17s and only a couple of 16s in there, and then it drops off after that. Chicken's only just made it in. There's a bunch of people in here that I've never played with before. I don't see a Dad Shoes anywhere. Don't see a Dad Shoes at all. Reese is in there. Who didn't make it? Dark didn't make it. That is not ideal. Anyone had an absolute stinker? BP all right down in 48th. Russ were in 54th. He didn't get a lap together. Little Mitch in 61st. You hate to see that. I was in 73rd. So we had 83 people tried, and they take top 30. And I'm gate 11. So here's a predicament for you, which I'll be interested to see what chat thinks overall about this. So there's 15 gates front row, 15 gates back row. Because I'm on gate 11, do I take the 11th gate on the front row, which would put me really far outside and then at risk of all of the people back inside? Or do I try and go back inside gate instead? You reckon second row inside? I think that's probably the right way to go as well. I'm just going to load up single player again, just whilst they're doing all the server lists. Race 1 shouldn't be that long. So now everyone's qualified, they just have to get all of the server lists together, so only the people that have qualified are able to join the lobby. And then we'll all join in, and then when everybody's in and ready to go, we should hopefully start. Someone said that they think it's staggered races, which means it goes 250s first and then 450s, which I absolutely detest with every fibre of my being. If that is the case, then we've probably got like 25 to 30 minutes before my race 1. So bear in mind, this is a mixed series, to be fair. This isn't EU or NA, it's kind of a compromise for both. But last night, SMX, which is a European series, I finished at 11:30 PM. And I'm ahead of a lot of Europe. Other countries in Europe, they probably finished at 12:30, which isn't very European friendly, finishing 30 minutes past midnight. So this one will probably go on for an hour later than that, so I'll hopefully finish this by midnight, 12:30, something like that, we'll see. At what gate does the second row become better? Yeah, probably maybe like 6 or 7, and then you want to start going towards the inside. The issue is here, it's a very short start straight, so you haven't really got much time to gain or lose. The only thing that I'm scared about is if I go back row and I get an absolutely blinder of a start, like really good, and I hit the person in front up the rear, then I've kind of got nowhere to go. Like, all these bows have collisions, so you can't really scumbag your way through. Like I saw Tyler did at round 1. I saw that video, Tyler. Absolute scumbag. I don't think you can cut the inside too hard today. No, I've never had my monitor flickering. Have a good evening, Godis. Hope you enjoy your time. I think the road pics look very, very impressive. Like, they look super realistic. I see a lot of people getting quite annoyed that they haven't seen gameplay yet, but it's like, if they didn't announce the game in the first place, then you wouldn't be asking for gameplay either. So patience will do wonders. So I shall just sit and wait and see how things go. If you can't hear me, that is on your end, Rockwood, since my mic is definitely picking up and everybody else can. Even if it was a combination of both, of pre-made and the riding as well, I have no issue with that. No, I still think it looks really, really good. I think people hold a lot of weight in Erode when we haven't had a game with good Erode since, like, Reflex. And even Reflex, still to be fair, it wasn't so much rideable rough, you just saw the soil move around. Like, Sims Erode, in my opinion, is booty cheeks. It turns into a Scalextric track. Bikes Erode just gets too triangulated and just all sorts of choppy and horrible. The Monster Energy games, it doesn't affect you. Legends, I haven't played any sort of Erode on Legends, to be fair, but I haven't seen anything about it either. So I don't know. Top 250 quality was a 15.9. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. The 250s are, I generally would say, there's going to be a track this year where a 250 gets a faster time than a 450 just because they're better to ride. Like, they get more grip. So when you've got all these 90-degree corners where the 450s are fine for traction the whole time, it's probably actually quite beneficial riding the 250. No, I won't be doing any races afterwards. I'm still trying to maintain my current sleep pattern. I don't want to be staying up until 2, 3 AM. I actually had a full night's sleep last night. Crazy. Went to sleep at about 12:30 and woke up at 7 and then slept again until about 10. So, genuinely solid night for the first time in a really long time. Yes, I agree. I very much like the look of this Cowie. Looks good. Let me have a look. I'm not part of the DDC Discord, so I never actually know what's going on. I just want to make sure that I'm not, like, missing anything. Servers up, I can join that. If servers are up, then does that hopefully mean that they're not staggering them, or maybe they've just put them up at the same time anyway? Because if they're not staggering them, what am I timing in, Lens? I'll be a very, very happy man. That means when it's done, I'll get to do another, like, hour or so of Moto 101 Blender object placing, and then I'll get into bed. They are staggered. Okay. I probably shouldn't have joined the server then. I probably just should have stayed in testing the whole time. So what, they're there 15 minutes, are they? 15 plus 1. Oh, as a 20 plus 1. Okay. 2 20 plus 1s. Okay. Well, if I have to wait for 250, I'm not going to be sad and sit here practicing the whole time. I am going to load up Blender and continue placing objects, basically. Probably for 10 minutes until I get bored of this, and then actually leave and then go and do some riding. You have to sit here for like 10 minutes while it loads all the textures in. I'm very happy I didn't stay up for the Tyson Jake Paul fight. I watched the highlights this morning, and how rubbish that was. Very poo-poo. Boo, 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 doo, doo, doo. Since I'm going to be slumped in my chair for a bit, we'll move this down a little bit. Yeah, the top comment on the highlight video was, I don't know how you managed to find 3 minutes of highlights from this. Right, so yeah, I've made a bit more progress today. I don't know if anyone was here yesterday when I showed this off, but I've gone around the track and added in all of the stakes where they need going. We're just slapping a bunch more stuff in now. I'm definitely going to do way too much, like even just stuff like this where the equipment and machinery usually goes through. I need to do a whole lot of foliage. That's kind of the next step, to be honest. Getting some foliage in is going to be the next mission, I reckon. And then I need to do some tweaks to like the masking, because it's just bits like this where you see the grass is slightly overlaying onto the track. I want to mess around with that a bit. What I could do is I could compile what I've got now, actually, and then so get rid of those, get rid of those, keep the lakes. I think there's a few lakes I don't need. Yeah, delete that one. Oh, this is all under my head as well. You can't even see me doing this. Bear with me a second. Delete that one. Delete that one. So I can keep all of that, all of that. So if I do this, bosh, and then I go to File, Export, FBX, Selected Objects, Mesh, objects.fbx, Callimore, Blender, right, export. And then I load up Resolute Kraken's track builder. I am also going to be adjusting the textures as well. So don't take that as final value. I need to make the on-track a bit darker and then the off-track like a bit more of a greyish texture. So don't look into that too much. It's all going to change forever along the line. I then need to do FBX to EDF, load tracks, Mo 101, Blender, objects, save to all models, objects, save, convert. Let's see if this pops up any errors as well. This is the first time that I'm compiling stuff like this. There's always some sort of error that pops up when it's going on. This sounds really cool, to be fair. But I'd like to do some green laning at some point. I just haven't got a bike accessible to me at the moment. It looks better than anything I can do as well. Kevin done all the texturing for me. I just made the actual like track itself, and then I'm making and placing all these objects. Oh, it didn't throw up any errors. That's very surprising. I can't imagine that this will actually look correct in game, but we'll give it a go. So objects in there. That's all done. That's all done. Build. Oh, this is what will take a little bit of time. And I wouldn't say I may be like not even a quarter through placing the objects, and you'll see how long this takes to compile everything. So imagine when like the aerial outdoor pro tracks, for example, with how much detail and objects they've got going on around there. That must be crazy. If it gets approved on the shop, I'd like to sell it. I've got approval from the owner of Moto 101 to be able to sell it as well, so I'm kind of covered in that aspect. But there's a vetting process for the shop. If no one knows how it works, you submit your track in the first place, it gets tested by 2 or 3 people, and then they come back to you with like first of all, is it even like good enough? Are the textures good enough? Is it optimized well enough? Like all these criteria that you have to meet. So if it meets those, then yes. If it doesn't, then I'll probably just upload it to mods. The race starts. So I'm in the server that I need to be in right now. We have to wait, however, for the 250 race to do its thing. So I'm just loading up Blender for about 15-20 minutes until that's all done. I still need to wait for this to build. You work at 101. That's very, very cool. Yeah, I got permission. He was like generally interested in it. He wanted to know how it all worked and that stuff to make sure it was all like legit and stuff. So we're all Gucci. I'll just be happy when it's done as well. But I had to sit on it for ages whilst I was waiting to get someone to help with the texturing. And I don't mind placing objects in Blender either. Some people like hate it, but I can usually just put some Spotify on and just zone out and do it. I could be in Blender for hours and not even realise. Yeah, Ryan's sound. It's very, very nice. It's more nice having someone, especially a track owner as well, that is more into the social media side of things as well, and it's not just like a really old boy that they've had the land for generations or whatever. It's I feel like Moto1's very cool in the way that they try and get involved with everything. Right, track build complete. So I actually need to back out of this server now and actually close the game to go to the track and see how it is. SX can get a bit tedious. I know there's like techniques to be able to get the bales to place for you in like a certain way, and then you just have to make smaller adjustments. I don't know how to do that, so all of my bales and stuff do get placed just by hand manually. I don't know, Fresh. I really don't know. That is something that I'm going to have to ask, because I've got an arena cross track and a motocross track on this this track. So I'm going to have to try and ask the Earthworks boys to see how you go about doing that as well. Hello, King. It's going well, thank you. Right, so if I go to Lynn's tracks, tester, start, is it going to crash on me? Crashed on me the other day. Is it track graphics? No, it's made it past track graphics. Okay, so it's not wrong yet. Bike graphics should be okay because it's just my bike. Don't know why there's any deform, because I haven't ridden it with deform yet. Right, replay. I also want to mess around with the 3D grass. I'm not happy with how the 3D grass looks, so I'll probably do some changes to that at some point. But anyway, we'll fly around here. I like this sort of stuff where it's not perfect. Like I've got fences kind of semi-knocked over and broken and all sorts. And so we go around. I'll see the textures and stuff will change. We've got our big old... Okay. So that's something that needs fixing. The Fox banners are only visible from one side. I feel like that's probably quite an easy fix. I'll just copy and paste it so it's both sides. This is what the whole testing and trial and error is for. We've got our chestnut fencing going along as well, which I quite like the look of. It's always hard. So if you're like viewing the chestnut fencing at this angle, it looks like quite boofed, but it's then when you're alongside it, it's okay. Got all of our yellow stakes dotted around. Why has this got holes in it? It doesn't have holes in it on Blender. Look, they don't have holes in them here. So what's going on here then? That's going to be a pain in the arse to fix. Now that I've obviously already placed all these as well. Oh, it worked. Ah, so it's kind of mirroring itself. So I might even have to do something like flipping norms and all that good stuff just to get it facing by first. I prefer that being the case than it actually being fully broken. I like how the grass is like just kind of sticking out of the water as well. That looks good. We've got all of these going on. Yeah, that's that seems like a much easier fix than the actual model being broken. The fact that I just have to flip the norms and that good stuff should be fine. That's good. That looks okay. I want to make like a water hose that comes out of here, since I think that would look quite good as well. And then for the start, I think I'm actually going to put the start like a double line up here, and I'm just going to go along here and then pop a 180 and then go back up onto this jump. I like these Marshall stands. They're very, very cool. All the normals working from both sides. Yep, it's not invisible underneath or anything, is it? No, that's all good. Nice. I need to change the skybox as well. Do I have my setup on? The skybox will change. I found a good one that actually looks like proper fields. Yeah, yeet. It's yeah. I'm trying to make it as much of a replica as possible. The issue, obviously, as you know, Moto 101 doesn't have start gates, so it's trying to find a good place for them. And I could just put it off the side of the track and then join, but I kind of like how the track's encompassed by trees the whole way around, so I want to keep that. So if I can put the start on the infield somewhere, I think that'll be much better. Most people will probably use this time right now to practice the Supercross track that I'm literally about to play, but no, we won't do that. So I've only been to Moto 101 twice. One was many, many years ago, and it was basically a swamp on that day. Got really unlucky with the weather. And then the other one you saw a video of was when I rode the Vogue. It's not that far away from me now, to be fair. It's about an hour and 40-ish minutes, which isn't terrible at all. I'm going to have to go and watch back the Arena Cross footage that they posted on Instagram a lot of times to try and work out what sort of objects they've got around here. And then for the Arena Cross as well, I can literally just put a start gate, like, here. I know it's not fully true to life and there's stuff here, but I'll just put a start gate here. That seems to be the best way. Yo, yeet. Do. Don't know how much you've seen, Aaron, but if I load up another Blender thing real quick, I've made a whole bunch of the objects as well. Like I've tried making all of the bins true to life. I've made the calf and things like that to plonk in there. Haven't made like the shop/reception area yet, which I need to do. And then obviously the rest of the buildings, like the changing rooms and stuff, I've got like the jet wash bays and all that good stuff dotted around. Got kind of like the hut that goes at the top next to the spectating area as well. So once all this stuff's all plonked in there, I imagine it will start looking quite good. That's the weird thing is, so this fox flag, it shows from both sides here, but yeah, it just doesn't in game. So I need to do something with the normals, like flip them and get them working from both ways. Yeah, it's coming along well. I'm liking it. Save that. I will save that. And I'll do a couple of laps around here. I also need to make those like fox banners that go on that fencing behind. Do. Bum. Yeah, I think the first thing I need to do is change the colours of the track. So it's like the on track needs to be a bit of a darker brown, and then the off track needs to be a bit more like grey. A bit more greyish. That's the thing with Moto 101, I swear the colour changes every single time you see pictures of it. I don't know how. Like the dirt's constantly changing colours. It's so much more immersive once you get all of the objects into a track as well. It brings so much more life to it. Oh, I'm going to jump off the track there so many times. It's so hard where it's blind. Do. You love it. I'm glad you enjoy it. Hopefully Ryan likes it when it's all said and done as well. Hope to do it as much justice as possible. The issue when you are making a replica track is obviously so many people ride there, and if it's your local track, people like want it to be made as good as it possibly can be made in game. So there's a good amount of pressure, and it would definitely get to a point where I could spend too much time on it. So it's trying to think how much detail to put in without putting too much in. I also need to make the spectating area up here have like the kind of gravelly effect to it rather than it being grass, and then have the gravel coming down the path. And I have no idea what I'm going to do about this little bridge here, like, or you know what I mean, like tunnel, because you can't go through terrain like that. You can't have terrain above and nothing underneath. That's just not how the game works. So I might see if I can model something and then just place a picture on it, but not actually be able to like ride through it, if that makes sense. Yes, yeah, I use Photoshop for the track for the most part. The price, I won't put it above $1. Like it's a track and then a tiny Supercross track. I don't think it justifies being more than $1. $1. Be interested, like if it does get approved on the shop, I'll be interested to see kind of what sales numbers and stuff are like, because I've never done that before. One thing that is a bit off, which I can't change at this point because the bottom of the map is the bottom of the map, is how deep the just the water bits are. So this is as low as I can go in game because this is the bottom of Photoshop. This is like pure black layer. So the water is obviously quite high compared to the ground around it. But I can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. So that just has to stay how it is. I could try and make it so it goes a little bit lower, so it's not quite as full, if that makes sense. So that's kind of stuff scares me, Brock. I wouldn't know how to do that without it messing up all of the scaling of the jumps and everything. Hours on the track. I actually don't know. It's been many, many, many days. I shouldn't have done this because now I've got to wait for everything to load again. I like how I just have to sit here waiting for the actual like terrain itself to load. You reckon I'll keep it full? I mean, it'll make it looks prettier if I keep it full, but I feel like it might be too full. So what I could do is I can lower it a bit like this, so it's not as full like there. This white bit isn't there in game, so that would just be grass. Or I could make it, yeah, kind of just leave it where it was. I don't know. I feel like it might be too full. I don't know. I might just be messing around with it too much. Anyway, let me load. Let me load back into the server. I wish I had the patience to get very, very good at track creating. I'd love to just be able to like bang out a track a month and it'd be really good quality. I think I did. Yeah, finished all my drinks. Right, I'm going to run and get a drink real quick. There's about 5 minutes until my race starts, so BRB. Right. Is it like who's just riding around the track? 131 Prada. Buddy, you're not really meant to be doing that. Should we try and find him and snipe him? He's here. Blood is getting all of the practice laps in. Yeah, you better get off the track. Yo, yeet. I was just like, yeah, women are a different breed. Like, I'll go downstairs and every single light downstairs is on and left on when she's in a room. It's like, brother, electricity is not cheap. Step up. Grab. Oh, yeah. Oh. On here on X Games mode. Now, so if I get a bad... Let's say I slide out in this corner a little bit. Oh no, I washed out. Can we... Pass lines. That would be so funny to do in a race and have people trying to jump over the wall being like, what on earth is going on? Or try and jump over the bridge. Great banter. Ah, thank you very much, Aaron. Yeah, my texturing is not it. I think part of my issue, so there's techniques to texture tracks like easier, and a lot of that technique comes from your track being kind of like the same width the whole way round, which mine aren't, and that's just from a poor like track building side of things. Like they should be pretty similar the entire way around the track. So if I could actually build the track correctly from the beginning, then it would make the texturing aspect of it easier, and then the whole project just gets easier from there. But my track building processes are so sloppy. Like I never save things properly. I don't make backups. I'll make changes in Photoshop in like the same layer than I should be. Yeah, I've not used Quixel Mixer. One thing that a lot of people use these days is Materialize, but I've not sat down and spent a lot of time learning it. It's a program. I'll bring it up now for you, Brock. This right here, Materialize, where you slap your height map in there, and then it gives you like an AO map and all this good stuff, like AO map, norm, edge map. But this is things like people make like an edge map, an AO map, a norm, and it's just like, what happened to the good old days of just on sim just plonking a decal on the track without a norm or anything and being done with it? Like there's just so much that goes into it these days. Skirt. Bum, 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 bum. There's not much movement going on in this area as well. Everyone's chilling in the pits, just watching the 250 race probably. Not quite. The catch fences have collisions. That is scary. That almost feels like a game crash waiting to happen. I thought that would be more from like an aesthetic standpoint than actually functional. Oh, did anyone see a Randa like just yeet himself into a fence earlier? Viao as well, to be fair. I did not take the photo for the thumbnail. He's probably too small to actually make out on YouTube, but I did put a little credit thing at the bottom left. It's a thumbnail, well, it's a picture that Liam made and posted in Aerial Media. Generally, I don't understand how some of them boys get the lighting on their screenshots look so good. Like, it's actually nuts. To be the track building process is a lot easier these days, Brock. You kind of have a track builder manager that does it all for you, so you haven't got to worry about any of the notepad stuff. So Yeah, you got this right here. So you kind of put your textures in, you put your masks in, you set like your materials, you put all your objects in, do your lighting in here as well, and then once you're all done, you just tell it to build all and it compiles everything for you. I think the best way of going about it, Atten, comparison is the thief of joy, is what they say. Don't compare your stuff to anyone else's. Compare your work to your work. So if it's the best track you've ever made, then be happy with it. But I understand that it's probably very difficult not looking at the Top Boys tracks, because everyone wants their tracks to be that good. Like if I textured Moto 101, there is no chance of it ever being on the shop. Like those textures are what would make it money worthy. Would I race 250s again? Probably not. No. I feel like I'm just past it at this point. It'd be like... What do you reckon? Who's won a couple chips? IRL. Let's say it'd be like... Tomac's won more than a couple chips. I was going to use him as an example. But you know what? Screw it. I'll call myself Tomac. I'm slightly older. You know, I'm going to be number 3 next year. It'll be like Tomac dropping back down to 250s. It wouldn't make much sense. You can use one stick on this game. There's ways of doing it if you go and change your files slightly. But I've just always played 2-stick ever since playing Reflex on console when that first came out. The only downside I found with 2-stick is there's some corners where I don't want to lean, and then others where I might want to lean the opposite way the whole way. So I guess if you're doing 1-stick, it will constantly lean the opposite direction for you, where that's not always what you want to do. I'm going to take a wild guess that the 250 race has just finished. Now everyone in this lobby is riding around again. I'm going to take a wild guess, Taylor, that you might watch some Kelso videos and titles with description like that. What is a C-Class rider in MX bikes? I don't know. Just put some time in. 500 hours probably feels like a lot of time, but it really is like rookie numbers compared to most people. I mean, how many hours have I got before I loaded up the game today? I've got 3,954 hours and 9 minutes over the space of 4 years. So, about 1,000 hours a year. So, it comes with time. Oh, good old backclick. Excuse me, Mr. Polar. I'm trying to ride here. It's not really what you want to see, is it? Is all these dark yellow numbers from, or dark yellow names from Bad Ping. This is going to be a hell of a race. Can I, It doesn't even matter, because every race that I go into, I say I don't want to get annoyed or heated by it, it's just for fun. But I guarantee I'm going to get into some sort of a collision today where I get sent absolutely flying because of bad netcode and ping, and it's going to absolutely trigger me when it shouldn't do. It's just one of them things that you need to accept and move on with. My FPS is tanking a little bit. It's over 60, so you won't be able to... Yeah, it shouldn't like 120, 100. But it's lower than normal, so I can kind of feel it. But on the YouTube side of things, you won't get more than 60 anyway. Skirt. No, there's been no attempt to netcode ever, I don't think. Yeah, I have 144 Hz monitor, so yeah, if I think it's when it dips under that 144, isn't it, that I'll feel it. Oh. Thought my game crashed for a second. Right. Moto number 1. And I did not get the gate that I wanted. I have got the worst possible gate, -1. That one behind me is probably the worst one. So yeah, screw me and my gate 16 choice. So I'm just going to have to check up here. There's not really anything I can do. Alternatively, hear me out. I could go up the start straight, thread the needle through the bows, ride the berm in turn 1, and then hit the first section normally. Kelso's part of me. If he punts me, I'm friends with Aiden anyway, so I'll make sure he won't do any more races. So he would be silly to do anything on purpose. Yeah, Sim's whole online infrastructure is like 10 times better than Bikes is. Like Sims Online Racing, having everybody in the same server, having your friends be able to join and spectate and like help, like tell you what's going on during the race is really good as well. Right, let's see how this goes. Bad jump, but I am going to do exactly what I said I was going to do. Oh god, everyone's drifting wide. I can't do... Oh, there you go. There's some lovely netcode for you. What was I meant to do to stop myself getting yeeted there? I was in a straight line. Somebody comes out of left field and absolutely destroys me. Ah, it's just one of them things. Anyway, back to... Oh, imagine my shot. Yet again, I get sent flying. Is that Brado by any chance? No, that's Chicken, the other Aussie. Okay. I mean, you expect it, don't you? It's just shipping at the end of the day. And now we crack on with the rest of the race. So the issue that I have with that is like, yeah, cool, that's happened, and now I need to try and get back through the field. I can't even like make aggressive passes on people because anyone that I hit, exactly the same thing will happen again, just like this, and I'm getting carried even though I'm on the inside of Washed. And now I've got a full shit whoop section. It's just, I don't know. It's a little bit pathetic, honestly, racing on NA servers when you're not from NA. I imagine it's the same vice versa. Like if you're from NA racing on EU, it's probably chaotic as well. But I don't think really I could have done anything about the free flings that I've been subject to so far. Especially the first one, I didn't even see anybody. Did he just... I think Prod just let me through that. Massive, massive shout out. Yo, yeet. Well, it does, again, I do not envy the, like the Aussie or New Zealand guys, like having constant 300 ping all the time. I don't think I could enjoy playing this game if that was me. Jesus. Yo, yeet. Okay, I think we just moved our way inside the top 20. Let's go, boys. And potentially one or two girl that might be watching this. But doubt. It's actually... I thought... I couldn't move at the last second. That was me. Oh, I think Pack survived that. Oh my goodness. It's so scary being near people like Brado. No, look at it. Barboso, how can you be okay with this? It's actually horrendous. Oh, yeah, off we go. Flying again. Jesus Christ. How can you take pride in your game when it looks like this? Yo, yeet. That's correct. Okay. I'm hoping that's the server struggling and it's not me. I think I should be okay. You have the same issue from South Africa as well. Yeah. Not ideal. There's the villain. There is Mr. Kelso. Is he going to be nice? Yeah, he is. All right. Oh! Throw a little corner or whatever is next to him. Oh, I thought my front wheel was going to hit him. You see the... Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. You see the GoPro floating above his head? Yo, yeet. Me and Dylan are having an equally tragic race here together. I'm scared to go alongside anybody. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. Come on, Dylan. You can't join this race. You had to sign up for it like hours ago. Well, there's not really anything going on in front of me now, so I have some kind of time to push and see how that goes. Again, I've got cuts from no fault of my own, just from being flung all over the place. Oh, it doesn't feel like I've got my setup on, but I'm 99% sure that I chose it. Definitely sliding around a lot more. What? Sick. Very, very odd. There is no realm where I actually overtake Brado. One, because he's faster than me, but two, I just wouldn't be able to get alongside him without crashing. And unfortunately, if he crashes, there is a very high chance that that bike flies all over the place and ends up right in front of me. I feel so slow. I'm not moving forwards at all. Oh, this is my first time getting to play in eroded whoops from these bikes. I've been told that they get a little bit sketchy, get some holes in them. Place I'm in 11th. It might change with some cuts in a second or two, but yeah, not great. I'll be honest, I'd ideally like a top 10. I kind of knew how this race was going to go as soon as I spawned in on the gate and saw where it put me. Not ideal. I don't know if there's too much time to gain and lose on this track. It really is just if you are comfortable in the turns and you can hit the turns fast, which is kind of the point I'm struggling at the moment. I'll pretend that I'm not getting hella sketchy everywhere. What happened? I was flying in qualifying. Nice consistent laps. Not too sketchy. Told you boys, I think I might genuinely be washed. This could be the year that I struggle. Because I am trying. It's not like, oh, it's a bit of fun, missed the first round, not in points or anything. I'm still trying to do well. I'm not the only one skipping through the whoops as well. Prada's having some issues. He's got a lot of cuts as well. It says he's actually behind me by like 2 seconds. Tried giving some room, tried cutting down, but I was in the wrong gear. I just kind of need to hope people in front of me start making some big mistakes. Everyone's so close in terms of just general speed. It's not a case of them being stubborn, it's a case that even if they gave every bike the same power, there would still be a meta bike because they would still handle differently. Basically, there's been different, let's say, bike creators over the years, so the ways the bikes have been created and imported into the game in the first place, they have different pivot points. So some bikes will handle different to others. So you could give the TM, for example, more power than the KTM has, and it still would not be the best bike because it handles like absolute dog shit because of where the pivot points are compared to the KTM. So in order for them to be able to make everything actually equal, they would have to full on from the ground up, like 52 different bikes, fully rebuild absolutely everything from scratch to get all pivot points and everything like that lined up together. So it's not quite as easy of a job as just give bikes the same power. Did not mean to get that inverted there, but heck, we'll take it. I don't know about prizes for this series. I'm not in the Discord. I don't know. Maybe. There won't be any prizes for me. I can tell you that much. Did kind of get dicked over quite a lot at the start there. I lost so much time initially that now I'm in a little bit of a no man's land. I don't know if these are positions or if these are lappers. I suppose when you got 30 people on a Supercross track as well, you're going to come across a lot more lappers than you would normally. The road doesn't seem to be doing anything too bad. It made the whoops a little bit sketchy for a lap or two, but then they actually started getting a little bit quicker. It's like they're smoothing out a little bit. Oh, Linda, you goober. Yep, you keep turning around whilst you see someone coming towards you. This is sketchy. I don't like having Brado behind me as well. He's faster, so he'll try and go for a pass on his screen that'll be completely clean, and then on my screen I'll get absolutely ruined. That's nothing that he's doing wrong either. Like, he's more than entitled to go for a pass if it looks like good on his screen. It's just again purely the awful netcode. Doesn't help when I'm making massive mistakes like that. Is that Jake? Yeah. No, it's not. Oh, I saw it say Jake. Jesus. I'd rather him pass me that way. That was Jez, not Jake. Yeah, I'm not vibing with that second whip section at all. Keep messing up loads. A top 10 in this race, I'll take at this point. Into this corner way too tight. I was trying to open it up again. feels a bit like Sim now, having to really follow some of these 90s in the berms. You never used to use berms in 90s until these bikes came out. You'd just be able to flat track on the inside and keep all the grip. I'm sure there's something I can probably do to my setup to give me a little bit of more grip in the corners. So I think that's where I'm losing most of my time at the moment. I feel like I'm tiptoeing quite a lot. Nice. Blue flag doesn't exist for Mr. LP. Thanks for costing me positions, buddy. Let me just scrub to the inside when the leaders jump into the inside. Ugh. Yeah, I think there's some people that have hell of a lot of cuts. Like, oh, don't go over the bars. Oh, god damn it. Ah. This is this is painful. I'm sure it's as painful to watch as it is to play right now. Yeet. I'm just waiting for the usual comment in chat to say that the lap of cross jumping from left to right into the corner was my fault. That's usually what happens. Oh, Willie's behind me. It's not good for Willie. Wes did say that he'd ban him if Willie done another race on Cobb's account. Or he'd say he'd banned Cobb's account, he said. %1,000% my fault, thank you. There we go, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Definitely, like, I mean, start aside, I've still lost a good, like, 20 seconds to the lead since I've been in okay positions on the track. So it just feels like I'm just trying to get around, like I'm surviving. I don't feel like I can push or race anywhere. I'm hoping that after enough practice and races it'll come back to me, otherwise the 2025 Supercross season is going to be a very long and painful one. So when I watch like Tyler or Cam's hot laps, they're not really sliding anywhere near as much as I am. Yeah, that crash with Lapa really did mess me up. I generally could have got a top 10. I think I was in 9th at one point, like after cuts and stuff. It cost me so much time. I might slap on the 120 rear tyre again for Moto2. Because it felt okay in qualifying the 110, but again, yeah, it doesn't feel like I can push anywhere right now. Just tiptoeing around the track. More time on the bikes and less on COD. No, we can't do that. Means I've been enjoying my COD. I don't get any enjoyment on sitting here playing bikes all night. No, I'll just come on for a race now and then. Oh god, I should have gone double. I wanted to go double triple, but I didn't check up enough. I slid out in the corner. Yo, yeet.
Jez got his foreskin stuck in the chain, and now Oles is trying to take it out.
That doesn't sound very good. I heard that Oles and Jez aren't the best of friends. Don't know why I'd be helping him take it out. I thought he'd probably try and shove it back in further. Who's the random? Oh, it just says anonymous. Is that you, Alex, again? Always anonymous Alex. But yeah, it is nice having to use the berms. I just feel like even in the berms, I'm kind of tiptoeing around the whole corner. No, I like that we have to use the 90 degrees now, and we can't just flat track wide open. Well, I just expect a bit more out of my performances, you know? One day I'll get through these whoops cleanly. One day. I am almost an entire minute down off the lead. Jesus, it's been a long time since that's happened in Supercross. Outdoors it happens quite often. But Soupy's usually kind of my thing. I like Ken's probably going to pass me at the end again. Either that, I'm going to crash in the whoops for like a 7th time this race. Twitching on every landing. That's how it feels. It doesn't feel don't feel comfortable at all. I'm sliding out in every single corner, twitching on the landing and jumps, getting stuff like this wrong. Like, God knows how these boys are getting stopped at the end of the whoops and getting turned on the inside of that corner. So, oh, that was 100% an intentional punt. What have I just watched there? Oh, and yeah, well done, Vibes. You go from left to right through the whoops as well. Huh? Elmer, do you want to maybe not cut the track and try punting the other lapper in front of me when there's battles going on, you shit fuck? What's wrong with people? Okay, well, there's evidence. I don't think Elmer will be racing the rest of these races. Right, what was I going to do? Garage, let's slap this back to a 120 and just save that so that's there ready for next time. Yeah, I'm on a Husky. It's just a model swap. It's not a Cowie. Annoyingly, I can't leave and rejoin a different bike to try and do anything else, because it will cause issues with the server. So I'm kind of stuck on this bike. Can I let's just double check that back to see if that was Ulmer that was being an idiot. Check that back to see if that was right. Slap this. Getting stuff like this wrong. Like, God knows how these boys are getting stopped. Number 711 on the inside of that corner. So, oh. Honestly, that's actually pathetic. Knows how these boys are getting stopped at the end of the whoops and getting turned on the inside of that corner. You probably can't see that very well because of the awful quality. No attempt to make that corner. Took out Vibes. Vibes started going through the whoops from left to right. Watch that. Oh, and yeah, well done, Vibes. You go from left to right through the whoops as well. And then Ulmer again, then just decides to cut the entirety of the last corner. Do you want to maybe not cut the track and try? Okay. What a lovely individual. It could only be in NA servers. There's always stuff like that seems to happen in NA. Hang on. That's a message. Right. That's that done, that's that done, that's that done, and we are back to normal. I think you want to go to the other side of the whoops, not to be in front of you when you come out the corner. No, I don't think it was that way. That would be a very weird way of going about it. I think I did like the Yamaha for a while, and I don't know if, again, it could just be a setup thing, but it's the turning of it I don't like. It absolutely munches the whoops. It's really, really quick out the gate. But yeah, the turning, I'm just not a big fan of it. There's nothing that is really like an all-round package as much as the KTM is. But again, I think I'm in the position where I'm trying so hard to not ride that bike because it gets boring. And I feel like at some point, inevitably, it's gonna go that way again. I still had 1.6 litres of fuel at the end of that. Let's take some out. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, Inoku. Right, so what are we meant to do now? When we have to kind of sit here and do nothing? I'll be honest, that was, again, like one of, like a very, very unenjoyable race. Had the start where I suddenly imploded because I'm guessing someone with higher ping just suddenly ended up inside of me. After that, I then got flung another time with chicken in the the rhythm section after that. Me and Washed kind of picked me up a little bit, and I ended up just casing the jump before the whoops and going down. So that put me about 30 seconds down at the very beginning. And it was just trying to come back through. But then even I could have got the whole shot in that race, and I think I still would have finished 20 to 30 seconds behind because I just felt really, really slow. But I'll try the 120 rear tyre for Moto 2 and see if it helps at all. Other than that, if it goes really poorly again, I think I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board more in terms of just overall settings, because yeah, it's not as comfortable as I thought it was. Unless I'm just hitting the big old choke when we get into a race scenario. But I'm going to go and ride Moto 1 a little bit again today. I have not watched Daily Dose of Internet today, no. I have not watched him probably for a couple of years at this point. The 21 rebound is for like the whoops. You can't get through the whoops really quickly without the fast rebound. Listen, Alpha. My brain works in mysterious ways. See, look, I'm like, in these turns, like even in these flat corners, the bike seems to be tracking okay. I mean, I have just put it back to a 120, so it might be that. It's weird. Like, sometimes one tyre will feel great, and then sometimes the other tyre will feel great. Very peculiar. Controller overlay. Oh, has it not been on the whole time? I'm surprised no one's mentioned it until now. There we go. I have a Discord, yeah. It should be linked in the stream description, to be fair, unless I haven't updated it for a while. First, where did I end up? Was it 11th I ended up? It wasn't good. Either way, it wasn't good, Tubbs. Not very bueno at all. I mean, I didn't, I should have gone back and looked at it again, to be fair. It might seem worse because I'm mixing with a bunch of NA guys, so I suppose if you were to take just the EU riders, maybe I was like 5th, 6th maybe? So maybe it's not as bad as it looks originally. think we can confirm that Tyler enjoys the smooth tracks a lot more than the rough tracks, though. Do you think it's as simple as making the bike really, really long, like a massive, like a really long swing arm, for example, and like 0 fork height, or do you think that's probably just going to make things worse in terms of just getting traction? Let me. I'm generally confused on what to do. I don't think I've ever. I probably have done before. I haven't had many times in playing this game where I have like a bad race, and I don't really know the reason for it. Like I couldn't tell you what I need to do. Is that? That is a bit of the bike poking through there, isn't it? Through the fender. Yeah. Okay. That's an issue with the model that I probably need to tell Dashback about. Yeah, there's not many times where I have like a really bad race and then I'm kind of drawing a blank as to what to improve for the next time. Usually like there's really obvious things, but I just felt off everywhere. I'm not the one that paid for it, so it doesn't bother me too much. And I don't look at that either. But it's like I'm doing all the same rhythms as everybody is, so I'm not losing time in that regards. I think it's purely in the corners and the corner speed. So there's got to be something that can be done. Maybe it's like increase the swing arm, lower the forks a bit to try and make the bike feel a bit longer, maybe. You're probably looking at about 20 minutes until the next moto starts. I've got to wait for the 250 Moto 2, which is a 15 plus 1. So that just feels like it doesn't want to turn around the corner at all, which is obviously understandable if you're making the bike feel really long. Perfect time to get my new boots on. You know what, Ols? Because I'm doing a bit of soul searching at the moment, I'll download them. I need to try and find them first. Right, AJP. Yeah, Kawi Tech 10 Pain. Is it silly if I say I don't know which set of Tech 10s that this goes on? Copy, Perboso, MX Bikes, mods, rider, boots. Let's say these ones, we'll guess these ones. Yeah, SMX, Bosch. Reload the game. Bump, 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 bump. I don't like the gum soles. And I know that it was BP that told you to put them on, and tell BP that he has zero fashion taste. I agree, Jams. Great number that he's got, isn't it? Right, let's put the phone back on charge because it's on 5%. Right, that change is still made there. Oh, yeet. So let's give this setup a little bit of a go then and see if it feels any better in the corners. Back end span a little bit on the exit there as well, which now means I won't get this quad because I've not got enough forwards momentum. I have full videos on all of my settings, and I'll be honest, settings might change at some point because I'm doing a little bit of soul searching at the moment. It's not feeling great. How will this affect the whoops though? Not too much, it's still got through them absolutely fine. I'm struggling to get some fast drive out of the corners though. It's very odd because I guarantee that it's exactly the same soil as round 1 Cleveland was, but I didn't find myself sliding anywhere near as much on Cleveland's berms. Same setup. Guarantee it's exactly the same berm as well, because Aiden probably reuses the same like template that he's made. It's just so weird. Maybe it's just a bad day. Maybe I'm off today. Right, I felt good earlier during my coaching lesson. Felt good in quali. I mean, I say I felt good. Oh, actually, you know what? I qualified 11th. I finished 11th in the race. So actually I'd done as well as I should have expected to do. That I don't understand. I can understand sliding out when I get on the throttle too hard coming out the corner. It's the slide outs where you're just getting into the corner and you're getting off the throttle when the back end comes around there. Those are the super frustrating ones for me. They don't make a descent when the back wheel tries overtaking the front wheel. I mean, it's 1:16.2, which is 0.3 off of my best qualifying time. And I think my best race in the best lap in the race was like a 1:16.9. So maybe it does feel a little bit more comfy. Yesterday, not great. I went 3.7, I think. I don't know where I came overall. If I was to guess, it's probably like 5th, maybe 6th, something like that. was a little bit better again. Oh, stay away from that, holy. Then tried going there. Tried washing out on me. Sneaky. Oh no, out of the bells. You don't feel terrible. Oh, it's okay. It's not amazing. I guarantee as soon as I get in the race again, it'll go down. I'll try and remember 5-6 for me, since Coach wants me to try 4-7. I can't remember what I was on to begin with now, which is awkward. Like before going to 5-8. Obviously, the longer I make the bike as well, the harder it's going to be to pick that front wheel up to get up and over that little roller. I think I tagged one of the bales a little bit too much on the inside. Fast. That double in is tiny. I don't know, it feels the same, to be honest. I feel like there's such minute differences that it doesn't really change much. Oh. First time stream, then deletes comment. Oh, did someone say something bad? Maybe Doug or Rolls or something deleted something, I don't know. I mean, they're consistent laps, they're just not, like, super quick. I'm going to go back to this, and I'll keep it at that for the race, just so I know what it is. I don't know. I generally don't know. I don't think that's very long. DDC. We're just waiting for that 250 Moto 2 to be done. Oh, pardon me. I see you watching my stream, Benji. I see everything. Dun, 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 dun. What's going on here? Tyler. Oh, it's Tyler's working on it. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. I remember Tyler's from way back in the day. Sorry, this is just this is MTG stuff. Right, I'll minimize that now. I can't talk about the COD grind, unfortunately, Logi, because I just saw a comment that someone said saying, we get it, you like COD. So I think people are getting a bit annoyed at me talking about my interests. So in future, I will do nothing but talk about MX bikes and only MX bikes, because MX bikes is life and you cannot enjoy anything else. So I'm afraid you'll have to go elsewhere for your Call of Duty comments. Just notice your nose quite round. I don't think I stare at my nose very often to say yes or no, to be honest. Let's go comment. We played COD again today after 4 or 5 days off. Season 1 update is so jank, pings all over the place. How do you even... oh no, there's like a latency thing, isn't there, that pops up? I was going to say, how do you even see your ping anymore? I've had 2 games out of the 1075 online games that I've played on it so far that I've actually had any sort of lag on. The rest of it's all been okay. No, it was a comment on today's video, Frizzy. A-Dub called, he wants his transfers back. I'm live. Yep, sick, make that make sense. Just gonna take this all in for a second to just watch how good of a game we're playing. Okay. Yep. I like it. Let's just move properly sideways. Yeah. Okay. Sick. Good save. I could see someone doing that. How much would you need to pay me to come to Fox Hills for the sidecar cross? Do you not feel like... Is sidecars around Fox Hills not incredibly shit and one-lined? So I feel like Fox Hills is pretty damn tight just for a solo. Never mind sidecars as well. But you'd have to pay me quite a lot. Like, that is quite a long drive just for that. Sure, yeah, every sidecar race is pretty one-line, to be fair, you're not wrong. No, if there's any sort of AJP weekend, I want to be actually riding bikes myself. I don't just stand there and watch stuff. No, you're not allowed on track at all. I do it in little bits here and there to see what I can get away with, but realistically you shouldn't be riding the track. You know, Lynn's privilege, he can get away with whatever. Different rules for him than everybody else. Hello, OT. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Why does this road end in a perfect line? There's a little divot here as well where it stops and starts. Hey? It's not like we're jumping that far into the corner either. That's interesting. Someone erased the road. We can't all do a pacing and just ride on a smooth track compared to everybody else. Is cheating still a problem in Sim, or did JV kind of find a fix for it? As you can report me if you want, Aiden. I'll be honest, after that first moto, I don't know if I ever want to do any races that involve riding against Americans again. It's not against the Americans as people, by the way. It's purely with the way that the game handles like bad ping between two people. So before you all call me out for hating Americans, it's not the reason. Whoop. 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 This is how you can ride the track without riding the track. I'm not on a Cowie Maverick. It is just it's just a model. It's actually a Husky. I'm tempted at this point though, honestly, to try anything. Apparently the Cowie did have good grip, to be fair, when I rode it, because it was a bit slower. Maybe that will help me get around the track a bit better. Yeah, the ping's not ideal. It's one of them, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's like DDC's a mixed series anyway. If I was doing aerial and I was doing the NA region and complaining about ping the whole time, then it's like, yeah, fair enough, just do EU. But I thought since this is like a bit more of a mixed one, it might be a bit different, but it does feel like it's really, really painful. I don't remember it ever being this bad before, either. But in the past, the only time you'd get like really, really badly flung across the map was if you hit one of the Aussies. But you used to be able to bump into someone with like 100 ping, and whilst you might crash, you never used to get like picked up and thrown halfway across the map, so I don't understand why now it's suddenly a thing. But Dad Shoes did mention in aerial chat not that long ago that he feels like the collisions on these bikes are the worst they've ever been for like hitting people and getting thrown. And L21 basically said, but the collisions on the bikes haven't changed at all. So it's very odd that I'm now experiencing that same sort of thing. I've never had these sorts of collisions before. If they didn't let people from different regions race with each other, Yalkim, then I wouldn't be streaming right now because I wouldn't be in this race. It's a predominantly NA series. The guy that made the tracks from America, it's on American servers, so I wouldn't be doing it. So it's a good thing they do, but at the same time, I can't understand how the game handles bad like ping so badly. And I swear it's one of the most commonly asked things to like be improved constantly, and it just nothing happens with it. So it will end up getting to a point where I just do nothing but European races. The game, honestly, playing the game on good ping is so much different. Like when I went to the LAN event and we was all on 5 ping with each other, you could genuinely bar bang with each other. You could bounce off of each other in the corners. No weird issues, no flinging across the map with each other. Generally good, like, racing and, like, rubbing is racing. You could actually do it. And it seems like anything over, like, 30 ping now, and it's impossible. So hopefully, Motocross the game does a lot better job with the online side of things. Because, honestly, give me a game that I somewhat enjoy, I'm happy to drop this in a heartbeat these days. Just haven't been quite enjoying it as much, especially since the newer bikes came out. I mean, like, Sims online stuff's got its issues, but the actual infrastructure of being able to get 150 people in a server is great. Like, they're so much more stable. You do get the annoying thing of people, like, going invisible and then respawning inside of you again, which can then fling you across the map, but it's just one of them things. I wonder what start gate it'll put me on this time. Honestly, I think the only worst gate I could have had in that race was just the one directly behind me. I didn't hate the technique of going around the actual berm in turn 1 though. I just think I got unlucky with where like people merged into it as I was coming along the straight. I'm guessing that the 250 race is finished. Oh, now that Brock's in chat and people are riding around the track. Was there a Yami in here earlier? Who is the man on the Yami is the question. Pran. I do not know who Pran is. The track's actually fine. It's a lot more technical than the first two tracks were. DDC stands for Daddy Daycare, which is the name of the private Discord channel for the DDC team. That's a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Got Tyler. Who is that? Jake is the second one. It's so hard reading names in front of each other. Willie and Brax. Don't know if Willie's a great starter, but I mean we'll find out. Oh God, is that? That's all right. I saw that helmet and I thought it was Brado. I don't know where Brado is. I think all the Aussies are over the right hand side of the gate. Time to win. Yeah, great banter. Next joke. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll try again. We'll see if we get flung. Is there even any point in me going out the gate? Like, I'm gonna go out the back of Willie anyway. Yeah, look. That is a great line from you there, Prada. Nice. That's an even better line from you there, Prada. Nice. So he's cut turn 1. He's missed the wall jump out. I'm now getting flung by idiots that can't keep their line again. I just... Is it worth it? Like, is it worth the hair loss of what little hair that I have left? Because now I'm like all the way back here in basically dead last again through what I don't really think is any fault of my own. I can't see the people behind me that are about to suddenly yeet me across the map. There's bikes teleport in and out all over the place. Like, it's actually nuts. I don't understand how people like race with it. It's crazy. Way too tight in this corner here. I'm not gonna... Oh, I have the speed. Who's this? Oh, it's Jackson. Thoughts on probably getting yeeted in a corner by Jackson? I kind of want to yeet Prada because he's... He did cheat at the start, and I feel like it would be good karma. But now I'm the one going off track, so I can't even really say anything. I'm definitely going to have cuts for going off the track, though. I don't know if it's because the road's keeping me locked in the corners a bit more as well, but this 120 definitely feels a little bit grippier in the corners. Maybe it's just the honeymoon stage. Maybe it'll get worse from this point. Got Cam behind me, which I'm so sorry. Which probably means I'm going to have Cam in me at some point. Told you I'd have Cam inside me. Lovely little cross jump there. I appreciate that. When Bloods have to scrub the piss out of everything, jumping side to side. Yeah, Moose is doing really well. I thought he had a good first race as well. Honestly, Owen, I feel like you've summed it up pretty well. Like, the game is fun, as long as you don't get outside of testing. No, it's not too bad when you're racing against all of like the same region. It's just the mixing of the two that's not really been going too well, at least for me recently. Pummel went very, very tight there. Is it gonna let me reset, or is it gonna wait for me to have such a long crash I lose 4 positions first? Bear in mind, Cam just had basically the same crash and lost a total of 0 positions, but, you know, mine has to just roll that a little bit longer. Bike feels a lot better this race just by making that tyre and tiny little swing arm change. But up from the start by getting yeeted from behind. And then you're kind of playing catch up the whole time. Oh god, wrong hole. Spit went down the wrong one. Goodness, get out of the bowels. That's a legitimate Cowie in front of me. That's not even a model swap. So shout out Logan for riding something different to everyone else. Hit the collisions, that little polar. The amount of times I've cased that finish line is actually crazy. Oops, off we go. Just a little quick little rejoin there. I reckon that's a good second of cuts. Yeah, I'm on the Husky at the moment. It's just made to look like a Cowie. Yes, that was a second of cuts. I hate everything at the moment. Everything. That's so harsh. I haven't gained a second's worth of time. Oh, sick. Ruined the rhythm for myself as well. Oof. When it rains, it pours. There's going not good. Oh, there's a couple of little holes appearing on the face of that jump. Oh, Brack's not having as good of a race this time as the first one. I think he got third, maybe, in the first race. Track's actually getting faster now with this erode. Yeah, see that little like twitch as I landed there? It's like the bike didn't want to get lent over. And stood itself up again. Someone behind me is absolutely barking. I think it's Chase. Oh, almost that same crash that I made multiple times last race. Such a sketchy set of whoops. mean, if Chase is on the KTM as well, and I know there's something going on, because he was always a big non-meta bike advocate. He rode the Yami a lot last year. He was a big Honda guy before that. Oh, I've got the speed. Oh, no, I checked up too much for the double. I'll get landed on. There you go. Thank you very much, Carolus. I think I didn't even. To be fair, I was in 8th for quite a while there. That's still better than the first one. Drop back down to a 9th now. Yeah, it's not lines or anything. I think it just does purely seem to be seems to be corner speed. So I know what to work on for next time. But I just got flung the one time in this race. It hasn't been like a constant thing like the first one was. We've still got 7 minutes plus a lap to go. Chase kind of like arced onto the back of me, and now he's in front. It's kind of going the same speed, unless he's just pulling me along with him. She might be. Too far left. I just wanted this road in the corners as well to prove a point of the people that say that the racing's better on with no pre-made ruts. You can kind of see that there is still one line and one line only in the bolt-ons. It doesn't change anything. The fastest way around the corner will always be the fastest way around the corner. Take a different line. Lean. I think this is a lapper in front of me in Chase. I don't think it's for a position. Got a big old gap behind me. So no pressure from the back at all. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. And some kicks through those whoop-de-doos. Yeet. Oh, what is going on up here? Oh, it's a lapper. Okay. Got my hopes up for a second, thought it might be a position. Yeah, so I feel like once... I don't know if it's because of the bikes or what it is, or if everyone is just that good now. Notice that once you do like the first 2 laps, and you kind of settled into whatever position you're in, there isn't really any movement from that point. Everyone's going the same speed, give or take maybe... give or take maybe half a second.
Go Linda, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes.
No good vibes right now. When I do a typical Linda mistake, and now I lose 4 seconds rather than just a quick little 2 maybe. Thank you very much, Mr. Anonymous. So many anonymouses today. There is, you can fill your name in, boys, so I can thank the correct people. Yeet. So if it finishes like this, I think I was, what, 11-9 on the day? Not great, by any means. Bike-wise, again, I don't know if it's because there's a road that's holding me better in the corners now, but the bike feels like it is tracking better in the corners than it did in the first race. So that is a positive. So we will never listen to Aiden again for telling me to ride the 110 tyre. Aiden. Now, since I've been riding around, I want to say for the last 10 minutes or so, I've lost like 6 seconds on first place in the last 10 minutes. So in terms of general pace, everyone's just doing the same thing. It really does seem to be have the first 2 or 3 laps be clean and you're good. And unfortunately, that did not go that way for me in either race today. I suppose it puts a bit more emphasis on actually qualifying well, since there's back row gates in this series. But I'm not one for doing hot laps. These all lappers? Yes, they are all lappers. That's unfortunate. I thought my consistency for the last couple of laps might have paid off and someone might have come back to me, but no, everyone is going just as fast. Oh God. Not vibing with Mr. Prada today. He's been a very naughty man. Hopefully he doesn't yeet me in this next corner. We'll call it early. Do we reckon he will? No, he behaved. Okay, fair play. Redeemed from the antics on lap 1. Oh no. There you go. Pass 3 lappers and then proceed to wad yourself and then get in the way of said lappers again. What is going on? Willie, are you okay? Did he get spawned across the track somewhere, or?
Defo should do a COD stream at some point.
Oh! I have no idea what's going on here, boys. There's people cutting the track, punting people all over the place. Oh, it's actually a nightmare. These are meant to be organised races. How's this stuff going on? Willie, no, please, be nice to me. I beg. We got along well at the LAN event. Unless he's just going for Jackson. He might just be going for Jackson. It's always very interesting antics in the NA region. Not to paint you all with the same brush, but it does just seem to be a common theme. Thank you very much, Loju. Should do a COD streak. Yeah, I done... Actually, it won't be up on the channel anymore. I done, on day 1 of the new COD coming out, I done a 20-hour stream. We've done just a full prestige in the first day. But the thing is, I really enjoy just playing COD for me. I like shutting my brain off and just playing without having to be entertaining. I'll think about it at some point, but for now, it's a no. How did Brax just slide out there and survive it? That was nuts. Pro Races W, you are correct. I don't think he hasn't got past me. I've got a bunch of cuts anyway. So he's got me on cuts, unfortunately. P9. So 11.9. Not ideal by any means, but I definitely think just the general riding in that second one was better than the first one, so that's a positive that we can take out of it. You reckon the throttle control's a bit better? Whole shot or bust. I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. But there's always going to be people that are just good enough to be able to come through the pack. Doesn't feel like that way for me at the moment. I just feel like whatever position I'm in by the end of like lap 2 or 3 is where I end up in the race. Just don't feel like I can move forwards anywhere at all. I'm definitely a good like second or so a lap off where I need to be just speed wise. But then let's say even if I gain that second, what can you really do to then try and overtake and pass people? So a lot of it is just kind of follow the leader slot car racing. Especially in these Moto2s. Like the erode that's in the berms now, you go a lot faster when you're in that erode. So if I wanted to try and make a pass on someone and try and like dive up the inside here and then get stopped and turned whilst trying to go over the erode, I just don't think it's going to work. Unless you fully like move someone out of the way. Then you're not really going to make too many friends that way by doing that. So, I'm not sure. Kind of lost on what to do at the moment. And how to improve and get better. Hire someone to crash the leader? Nah, that's just pussy shit. If you can't win legit, you shouldn't. You don't deserve to win. Full stop. But that was very interesting seeing people cutting across the track to take others out in this this series. There's so much chat going on. Blue flags, right? Sorry, blue flag spam. What are you doing? Whoops are effed. Jake, stop taking me out 4 times. Nice crash, Jackson. Put that on TikTok, polar twat. Uh-oh. Not a lot of happy people. I'm not seeing people saying, wow, that was a really good race, GG. It's just lots of F you, F that. Jackson getting the hate as usual, which we like to see. Okay, so it seems like it was a bit of a shit show all round. Take all of that away. Take all of the racing, all of the weird netcode, anything like that. The track's actually really, really enjoyable, and Aiden's done another good job on it. It's just a shame that the night went the way that it went. But overall, good stuff. What's time? It's 11:30 again, so I finished a very similar time to yesterday. I'm going to bed. Actually, I'm not going to bed. I'm probably going to sit on Blender for a couple of hours and ruin my sleeping pattern again. But again, keep an eye out. I'm going to work very, very hard to try and get this track done as soon as I can do and uploaded for you lovely people. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Probably won't stream tomorrow because it's just not good for my health at this time. And going to love and leave you. Good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping by and for the